We need some energy, Donatas. We need some energy. We've seen a lot of energy yesterday coming from one guy in particular that I want to talk about and start with, and that's the Manimal, who's back in the EuroLeague, in the team that needed him most, I think, in a team where that energy was appreciated by the fans, I'm sure, who were there in the Paris arena. There were quite a few Panathinaikos fans traveling with Pau last night. So that's a way to earn an extension on your 2-month contract or whatever, however long that is right now.
Wow, what a comeback, what a debut. And I mean, we had a lot of great NBA newcomers in the EuroLeague. Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Butler, Shake Milton, a lot of highest level players heading to the EuroLeague. But Kenneth Faried's debut, I think that was the best debut we've seen in the EuroLeague this season, at least. We're talking about a double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 3 block shots. But it was not empty stats. I mean, his impact was just enormous. And as you mentioned, they needed a body like Kenneth Faried. But I couldn't expect him to deliver that well in his first game. I mean, what we were talking about, the guy blocked a shot without a shoe. In the next possession, he goes in transition, he helps to get an offensive rebound, and he draws a foul. Everything without one shoe. So I feel that it kind of speaks about the energy he brought to Panathinaikos team.
Yeah, if I was them right now, I would just extend the guy right now. Forget about it. Don't let any other team get Kenneth Faried. I don't know if he's going to keep it up this way. You know, maybe this was a very good game for him. But considering he's 35 years old, he hasn't lost a step. He's quick on his feet. He's rolling fast. He's a rolling threat, essentially, every time because he dives to the basket really fast. And then if you're a guard who's getting hedged or whatever, you throw the ball there, he will go up one way or another. He drew 7 fouls yesterday in this game. And so that meant he shot a lot of free throws. And you said 10 rebounds. 7 of those came in the offensive side. So he got so many second chance points for Panathinaikos that really just gave them another chance to score. And I don't know, in some ways, I mean, maybe it was the hair a little bit visually.
I see where you're heading.
I just thought I'm seeing Matthias Lazort is back because the style of play, the energy plays, rolling to the basket, blocks, all of these things, even though Kenneth Faried is a little bit shorter, he's like 3 centimeters shorter, but he's playing similarly. And he's this big, powerful guy who can, be a really big presence in the EuroLeague court, apparently.
I also had this Matthias Lazort comparison because Matthias Lazort was in the building, actually. He was in Paris. He was supporting his team on the bench. And when I saw Matthias Lazort just jumping on overall supporting his guys, I thought that Matthias is definitely proud of Kenneth Faried and the way he filled his shoes in a situation where Panathinaikos needed him so much.
It's the Spider-Man meme. They should point at each other, I think, Faried and Lazort. But actually, just the offense of Panathinaikos completely changed from last game, just with one guy's arrival. Because last game, I was telling you, I'm lacking diversity in this offense because it becomes predictable when there's no pick and roll game. Because Mitoglu, he's better maybe to do like a pick and pop or some short roll situation where he still is better as a shooter from the mid range than someone who will go and dive deep to the basket. With Faried, that dimension open up, and now you have this more diverse offense that you used to have with Yurtseven, with Holmes. It's just that those guys are injured, and I think now they should be much better offensively, at least. And defensively, honestly, with the rim protection.
Yeah, rim protection, roller, rebounder. I mean, he checks all the boxes that Ataman and Panathinaikos needed. Of course, this first game impression sometimes might be interesting and tricky. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of cases where we had amazing debuts on many different levels, and then to be consistent with the performance, especially with the first impression that you made to the fan base, to your head coach, and to meet that standard, it's not that easy. And going forward, we might see some, a little bit drawbacks. Maybe some other front line will contain Kenneth Faried better. Maybe they're gonna attack him more. For instance, he had some tough time when the Paris basketball was using Gortat screens a lot. They were sealing him under the basket and creating some open layups. So he might be, let's say, attacked in some situations. He might be not as good and as efficient as he was there. But I mean, who cares? Pana just needs to kill some time when their free centers are out. And Kenneth Faried was just tremendous, and his journey is unbelievable, because the last time and the only time he was in the EuroLeague, he was with CSKA Moscow in 2021. And
for like 2 months or something like that.
And I remember it was quite disappointing appearance in the EuroLeague. I expected a little bit more. And when you see the guy basically having 9 different teams on his resume afterwards, and we're talking about a 4 years basically, 4-year span, usually it's a red flag. The difference with Kenneth Faried is that the guy just loves to hoop. He's a journeyman, but not because he can't stay anywhere for quite some time because he's a troublemaker. No, he just loves to hoop. He just wants to play, and he just wants to prove himself.
He went to Puerto Rico. He went to Taiwan just recently.
Mexico, G League,
Italian league just last season.
Yeah, he was really solid in Reggio Emilia. And
so he's just like going around the world.
Exactly. And just enjoying basketball. You know, now we have some NBA guys having issues with enjoying basketball. Kenneth Faried doesn't have any issues with that. And I remember there were rumors about Kenneth Faried potentially heading to Virtus in August. I remember that when 7 teams were looking for a center, Kenneth Faried was on the list, but most of these teams were just skipping the name because of the reasons I've mentioned, or they needed a different type of player. And now you see him signing with Pana. You're like a bit skeptical how it will go.
I mean, he's 35 years old. He's changed a lot of teams. From on paper, it seems like he is out of the elite level. But then you see him debuting the way he did, even though he, let's say, looked completely gassed out at the end. But come on. He played last time in the summer.
Yeah.
The last professional basketball game was in the summer, and they were playing Paris, who just run him up and down all the time. It's fine. The shape will be there. But the point is that he showed, at least with one game, that he can be productive as just... for Panathinaikos, it's just having that body, the big body inside is what matters. And
he doesn't require the ball in his hands. He doesn't force his shots. He's just here to help, to fit this puzzle perfectly. So, and he's just really mature guy, has a very high IQ. He's more on himself, let's put it this way, but he's not a troublemaker.
He's just confident. I think I watched some interviews when he was talking to the Italian the team he played for. They were doing like a little video on him, and he just said, "I'm the most athletic guy in this league. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm the least athletic guy. But in my mind, I need to think I'm the most athletic guy because that's what makes me great." And I'm just confident like that, and I go out like thinking that I am, and then whatever happens, happens. So I think what happened yesterday was exactly that. He just came in and just fought like a dog for every ball. A lot of those actually just, I don't even know how he got those offensive rebounds between like 3 or 4 Paris players. He's the one grabbing the ball somehow. So an incredible comeback to the EuroLeague. And then there was another comeback.
Big comeback.
The TJ Shorts comeback to Paris after signing with Panathinaikos at their home. I mean, this was a big game for him, I'm sure, emotionally, because it always is for guys who, play in certain teams for a longer time. And in my eyes, this was his best game. I know there was the game against Maccabi where he was even more efficient. He didn't commit a turnover in that game. He was great. It was his best game up until that point. But why I'm saying this game, in my eyes, was the biggest one, because he made, in the last 4 minutes, he created 9 points, essentially, if you look at points plus assists. And I think this is what mattered, because there were winning plays, essentially, where I thought that maybe Paris is taking this game because it was close
Yeah.
the whole game. You never know with Paris. They always can answer with a random 3-pointer on the fast break, and then it seems like all your efforts just go to waste. So it felt like that was gonna happen. But then when Panathinaikos got stuck, it was TJ Shorts actually. He got one like a floater type of shot in the paint with 4 minutes left. Then he got on the next possession, I believe he passed the ball to Kendrick Nunn, who hit a 3-pointer from the corner. Then the next possession after that, maybe a few possessions after, but he scores the points on Nadir Hifi.
Nice pump fake.
Yeah, pump fake.
At the end of the shot clock.
Yep, and his like signature leaning mid-range shot. And then the last one was obviously when he they were playing pick and roll, I think, with Mitoglu, and then the defender hedged too much, and then it was Derek Willis who hedged, and he basically got him on the first step. The defense collapsed. He dumps it down to Juancho Hernan Gomez, 2 points, and the game was basically over from there because the lead was like 7 points. So I think all those plays just makes this game of TG Shorts the best one.
I think that it was the closest to TG Shorts of what we got used to watching before in the EuroLeague. And I was so happy because I don't know if it was because of playing in Paris against his former team or just starting the game, because it was his first start in the last month, at least in the EuroLeague. And it felt like from the beginning, he was in his rhythm and his mode. And, it felt like he was the one who can match Paris' tempo, both on both ends. Because defensively, he was just doing an amazing job positioning himself to make those defensive stops against quick Paris guards. And even in the last stretch that you mentioned, you broke it down very well. After making that tough shots on Hifi, in the next possession, he had a great stop against Hifi again. And I'm watching him play, starting the game. I'm watching him playing the entire fourth quarter, I think, running the offense, running the show, holding the ball in his hands, being important on his team, not standing somewhere in the corner. And I'm like, TJ is back. I mean, this is TJ what we like, what we would love to see. And of course, it comes with sacrifices from the coaching staff and Coach Ataman, because Jaren Grant was on the bench. He puts Lucas on the bench as well with 2.5 minutes left. And he basically gave the ball to Nunn and TJ Shorts, but he just delivered. And he proved that he's there for this. He can do that. And stat-wise, as I mentioned, nothing too spectacular, like 13 points, 6 assists in 21 minutes. You wouldn't think of it like the best game of the season, but quality-wise and just from the eye test, again, from TJ being himself, I think it was the best game he played. Yeah. And it's interesting that it comes right after the game when he was called out by Ataman. And maybe this was another trick by Ataman, calling him out once again. And then, I don't know if that was a coincidence or just a matchup decision, but to bring back TJ to the starting lineup,
it and feels then play him in the in the crunch time.
Yeah, it feels like if you don't agree with me, if you think that I'm wrong, prove it. And TJ proved it. So I love that. I really love that, and I think that his comeback and his performance was a bit overshadowed by Kenneth Faried's greatness, but it might be even more important performance for Pana than Kenneth Faried's debut.
And it's weird that Kendrick Nunn scored 20 points, but I don't remember. They happened in the first half mostly. I think he had 15 until the fourth quarter. But I just, he wasn't he hit the very important 3-pointer, but I guess we're just used to him being great sometimes. That's why we don't even get surprised anymore. And we haven't talked about him so far. And Mitoglu was also great. Basically, he hit every single shot he took. That one mid-range one that happened with 1.5 minutes left, I think that was one of those 3 or 4 shots that decided the game for Panathinaikos.
Yeah, corner free, mid-range, and just great decision-making in general. Also making good defensive stops. Okay, he got this unsportsmanlike foul, but I think, it was a good call by the referees, but the whole decision, the whole point was right. He was making a smart foul, something which is not that frequent in Pana's defense, great decision making on the offensive end. So really solid fourth quarter by Dinos. He was the only player who spent entire fourth quarter on the court. TJ had 7 minutes actually.
Okay. And this was important because they finally broke that losing streak away, because they had 3 in a row defeats in the away games, and now it's their first win. And I think it was not a very important win, not a crucial win, but
big win.
But it's big because, I mean, if you lost against Paris now, you would have had 3 losses in a row. Morality was already down. All these internal statements or external statements about the internal problems, 90% blame on TJ or whatever it was, like, it would just build up. Now it feels like the game that you just bounce back from, as in this is the first step of the bouncing back. And it coincidentally happened with Kenneth Faried's, joining the team. So let's see what happens next with them.
And it was fun to watch TJ against Nadir Hifi. That matchup, because Nadir he's now the sheriff in town, right? And he actually had some big plays. He had 19 points on 6 of 15 shooting, but he had some nice moments. And I remember there were back-to-back plays where TJ just right before the screen, the action is like 10 or 9 meters far from basket, but TJ knew that after the screen there, for sure he's taking that shot. So he made a smart foul, just stopping him. But in the very next play, he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that on time. Nadir Hifi gets the screen, just shoots it, and of course it's in 3-point basket. So it felt like it was not personal, but Nadir also tried to prove himself that he's now the main guy on the team, and he actually had his moments just as the entire Paris basketball team. I really loved to watch them play. Although I think that Pana
there's a sheriff and the sheriff's assistant, Justin Robinson. So last year it was TJ who was the sheriff, and
so Justin basically came here to replace TJ Shorts.
Yeah. And he's doing really well, like so far, 16.5 points this season, 3.7 assists, and last game, this game against Pau he was also great.
22 points in 20 minutes. Yeah. And what I loved the most about Justin Robinson was his character, because I don't remember, but there was this play where Slukas, he was very physical with Justin Robinson. Then Robinson tried, and it was there was no ball in Justin Robinson's hands. He just tried to attack the paint, maybe for defense and rebound or to make the cut. And Slukas blocked him like very aggressively, like he punched him with his shoulder. Yeah. Justin Robinson collapses, but the play continues. Referees didn't see that one. I think it was a defensive foul, but they missed that call. And Justin Robinson gets the ball back. He makes a drive. There was another foul, so it's a dead ball. And then Justin Robinson comes back to Slukas, and they start this, chit-chat between each other. And I don't remember, but I think that they both got technical. But I like that because, it was not a nice moment by Slukas, and Justin Robinson could have easily exploded just right at that time. But he waited for the right opportunity, for the dead ball, basically, and then it's time to talk that out. So I like that. It speaks about his character, and I would say maturity in this way. If you like what we do, if you like our show, our podcast, hit that like button.
Hit
that subscribe. Hit that notification bell on our channel, not to miss all these great episodes that we try to provide every single day.